Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's been quite a while since I posted my last video, and so I think it would be best to start off just by summarizing a little of all the things that have happened this year, and then in following videos I can go into a little bit more detail. So first of all, I'm doing pretty well and hope all of you are as well. I was fortunate enough to not get COVID, at least not with any noticeable symptoms or ever being diagnosed with it. I did get vaccinated in March and April of this year, and I'm planning to get a booster shot next week. Didn't really have a lot of side effects from the vaccine. I realize that the whole vaccination topic, is kind of a controversial issue, so I'm not going to go into that. Although I will say that in addition to COVID, I recently had a shingles vaccine and a flu shot, and actually had the second dose of the shingles and the flu shot together. And really I noticed more side effects from that than I did from the COVID vaccine. So anyway, hope all of you are well and stay healthy. And it's been nice to get back out into the world. Having a couple pre-existing conditions, I just, didn't want to expose myself. So, as a result, I, hardly left the house for an entire year. And among other things, the place where I work moved to a new office. So literally I'd had an office for almost a year until I started going back, but I'd never seen the office. I was just from home all the time. So, but it's nice to see people. It's nice to be back out. Okay, so then a couple other things that have happened. So quite sadly and tragically, my long-term housemate and caregiver, who I'd been living with for over 20 years, passed away suddenly at the end of April. And, that was kind of a huge impact in my life. I'm doing okay, but, just quite a bit of, shock and disruption, and, big thing to deal with there. I'll go into more detail about that in a later video. And then over the summer, particularly in August and then September, I was one of the organizers of the International Limb-Girdle Muscular Dystrophy Conference. Now, this year it was international because, with COVID and travel restrictions and everything else, we decided very early on that we were going to do it virtually. So with virtual, you might as well just make it international. It turns out that the first one that we had in person in Chicago in 2019 really was international, although it was billed as a national conference, but there were people from about 12 or 13 countries who attended. This one we had, I forget the exact number, but it was 60-some countries, which was really kind of amazing. And we had something like 800 people who registered. I may have actually underestimated that. So, it was really amazing. One of the highlights for me was, I got to actually, go record some of the introductions to the sessions in a real video studio with, one of my co-organizers, Kathryn, Bryant, Knudsen. And then we got to interview for an hour the former head of the FDA about the development of treatments for rare diseases, which was really kind of an amazing thing. So that was all recorded and web streamed, and all of the videos are actually on YouTube. I'll put the links in the description. And so that was, really, a high point of my life this year. As well as the other thing I wanted to say, I know that I've given a lot of videos about development of treatments for muscular dystrophies and rare diseases. I'm sure all of you want to know exactly what's happening with that, exactly, when there's going to be treatments. And I can't always answer those questions, partly because, it's not in my control. And, if a company that's working on a treatment, tells me what they're up to, often it's going to be, under, in confidence that I'm not allowed to share it publicly, and, it has to be them who is talking about that. But I will say that, I know a couple of my friends from the patient community are in a clinical trial for a particular form of limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. So I think that's, a milestone. It's not going to apply to everyone. It's not even going to apply to me, but I'm just really happy to see things moving forward. And I'll be giving some more videos about some of the new treatment approaches that are being worked on, some of the drug development, and what I can share about where clinical trials stand. So anyway, with that, I will wish you all well, and welcome you to some new content on my channel, and wishing you well and wishing you, safetiness and happiness.